Some country escapees are searching for a return to more peaceful surroundings, remembered from childhood.
Is this the kind of village you had in mind?
This is idyllic.
For others, it's about having more space at home.
Imposing, wow.
But whether you end up with rural vistas,
Look at the views.
or a lifestyle more in touch with the land,
Welcome
That
to
I-
Clackingham Palace.
That I love.
there's a good chance a country move will bring some very touching moments.
You've done it now, you've opened the floodgates.
Today we're escaping to where the grass is greener, to chew over idyllic cottages and memorable market towns, to somewhere with loads of room and a view or two. It's Northamptonshire.
Many of the counties that we film in on Escape have a look and feel all of their own. But villages like this, with historic stone homes, quiet lanes, and all surrounded by beautiful countryside, well, you could easily mistake it for the Cotswolds. So much so, in fact, that the locals have named Northamptonshire the Notswolds.
Located in the East Midlands of England, landlocked Northamptonshire is now two separate administrative counties, North and West. As a whole, there are so many churches and impressive country estates that it's known as the County of Squires and Spires. Despite the lack of coastline, opportunities to enjoy water abound, including many lakes and reservoirs, as well as the River Welland forming part of the county border, the site of an impressive Victorian viaduct, testament to the area's long-standing connectivity.
Northamptonshire villages are really varied in character. There's some really beautiful sandstone properties in the north, and then down into the south you get more sort of red brick and red stone. So you've got wonderful rolling countryside, but then at the same time most of the county is quite well connected, so either through the road links or, you know, for instance, you might be in a really gorgeous little village and then within 20 minutes you can be in a big town where you've got everything you need right at your doorstep.
I love Northamptonshire because it's so accessible. You've got all these enchanting fields and forests and walks surrounding us, and it's an incredible environment for wildlife, for families. I've got a family myself, and it's just great to be with all this on our doorstep. In the centre of England, the heart of England, it's just absolutely delightful. I love it here.
A couple feel like their hometown is changing and growing by the day. So although they're only escaping an hour or so up the road, I'm sure that the Northamptonshire countryside will feel like a million miles away.
I'm Deborah and this is Mark, and we are looking to escape to the country with our grown son Joseph and our two cats Mordecai and Ruby.
Deborah, a life coach, and her husband Mark, an associate director at an engineering firm, currently live in the family home where Mark grew up. The problem is their surroundings in the town of Aylesbury have also grown up a lot at the same time.
It's really busy and it's only going to get busier, isn't it, darling?
Yeah, so when I grew up in Aylesbury, it was sort of like quite a market town. But now this road during the weekday just gets absolutely chock-a-block.
The biggest change for me is that I want to get a dog. Time spent with family on nice long country walks and with our new dog as well.
What we're really wanting is a bit more peace and quiet, so that's why we're looking to Northamptonshire.
And we'd like a bigger garden so we can do more gardening and be self-sufficient, so really sort of countryside stuff.
I absolutely love our house and I wish I could just take it and plonk it somewhere else, but I think really it's about going back to the country for me.
Deborah and Mark have a budget of up to £600,000 to buy a Northamptonshire countryside home for themselves and adult son Joseph. For that, they want 3 to 4 bedrooms, an open-plan kitchen diner and a large private garden, preferably with some views. Mark needs to be able to travel to work in London, and as neither Deborah nor son Joseph drive, public transport links or shops within walking distance are important. A workshop or garage would be an added bonus.
Mark has a real emotional connection to the house that they're living in. It was the house that he quite literally grew up in. And that, I think, is going to be a big thing for him. I think Deborah's looking at this differently. She's after more space. I think she's excited about putting down new memories in a place they've chosen together. So the challenge for us is finding the house that will really keep both of them happy and make both of them enjoy this future move.
We're starting our search in the Northamptonshire village of Gretton, close to the Rutland border. Before I reveal my first property card, we're catching up on the green here, as I've got a few things I'd like to find out from Mark and Deborah about their move.
So welcome to Northamptonshire.
Thank you.
So what is it about this beautiful county, other than its beauty, that makes you want to call it home?
Well, it is the beauty, but actually I saw an episode of Escape to the Country, which I love watching, and I saw Northamptonshire. It looked like the Cotswolds, but it wasn't the Cotswolds, and I thought, wow, absolutely stunning, and cheaper than the Cotswolds as well.
So other than the good overview that you got from watching Escape to the Country, how well do you know Northamptonshire, both of you?
Not very well.
Not a great deal.
Not very well at all.
We started exploring a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
but what we've seen we love.
Yeah.
You know, it's lovely countryside and the little villages is fantastic.
Mark, this must be quite a bittersweet move for you, because you're leaving your house that has been your proper family home for most of your life. How are you feeling?
It's kind of a bit of a double-edged sword because there's a lot of memories in that home of my parents. But I think what we're really looking is to sort of like rekindle that initial start I had with my family somewhere else, and somewhere more countrified.
Now, when it comes to house hunting, are you both looking for the same thing?
Mostly, yes. I think he's definitely, as an engineer, he's going to be looking from his engineer head.
I think we come together
We
at the
do,
end.
yeah,
we
yeah,
rationalise and
we
we
will.
bring the points and
Yeah.
we come back together.
And I hope you're both looking at it from a location point of view. Is this the kind of village you had in mind?
Beautiful.
This is idyllic
It's
for me.
gorgeous, absolutely amazing, yeah.
Well, you have made me very happy, because the first house that I'm going to show you is just minutes walk away.
Wonderful,
Come
yes.
on, let's go.
The village of Gretton is located within the former royal hunting grounds of Rockingham Forest. There are a little over 1,500 residents who are served by a couple of pubs, a cafe, a sports and social club, along with a small shop with visiting post office. The town of Corby, 5 miles away, has twice-hourly trains to Luton Airport, as well as a fast service to St Pancras in London that takes just an hour. Many of the houses are built in local limestone, and the one we're here to see is located down a very quiet country lane not far from the village green.
I said it was a short walk away.
It's lovely.
Wow,
It's lovely.
it's gorgeous.
It's got that yellow brick that you love.
I love it, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
It's got a traditional kind of cottagey feel. It's very loved and cared for and
It's
looked after,
beautiful.
and you can you can tell that from the property.
You can.
And it's got a lovely beauty and charm to it.
Should we go take a look?
Sure.
Come on.
This attached stone cottage is laid out over 3 floors and dates to the mid-1600s, with external features including stone mullion windows. Although it would have been thatched when it was first built, the roof has subsequently been tiled. A porched front door
So come on in.
takes us via a small hall into a kitchen and dining room with an original Inglenook fireplace.
I don't know what I was expecting. It's just, it's lovely. I love the old and the new together. I think that works really well, yeah, for me.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's really cosy.
And it's not too small for me.
Yeah,
It's had a really beautiful update done with a really nice modern touch, but they've kept all the lovely original features, which is
Yeah.
nice. You keen
Yeah.
to see more?
yeah, absolutely,
That's cool.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Lead on. Yeah.
Follow me.
At the gable end of the home, the original cottage layout has been opened up to provide a large reception room.
Lovely.
It's a beautiful space.
Look at the stone.
Yeah.
The exposed, I mean, that's brilliant. And the beam over the wood burner. It's done really well.
It's beautiful.
This has such a lovely, calming feel to it.
Yeah. I can see where the care's been taken in kind of modernising it and getting it with a good internal fit out. And I'm excited when she's excited as well.
Let's talk about upstairs.
Okay.
4 bedrooms.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
It is, come on, let's go and look.
The bedrooms are laid out over 2 further floors.
Oh wow, look at this landing, babe.
And I want to start right at the top with the impressive principal bedroom located in the eaves of the upper floor.
Wow.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh my goodness. It's just gorgeous. It's really, really pretty.
That's lovely.
Just open the doors behind you for me.
Oh, it's a bit exciting.
Thank you.
I did think that was a wardrobe, I have to be
I
honest.
know, so
I
did
knew
I.
it was a wardrobe.
Yeah.
I knew that's what you
Look at
think.
That's a very interesting space.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Oh,
Come on out. I've got more to show you. Just go and look through the window.
oh my goodness. Look at the views.
Now I can see you sat down there with a book.
I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
You look a bit emotional.
I am a little bit. It's
Pleasure.
lovely. It's quite an emotional move
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us. Sorry.
You've done it now, you've opened the floodgates.
Yeah.
There's a whole other floor you haven't
It's just
explored.
amazing.
So off you go, head downstairs,
Thank
take
you.
a good look around,
Okay.
check out the other bedrooms. Gosh. I don't often well up on this programme, but I genuinely am, and I think it's because it's obviously such an emotive move for them, and it's so good to see both of them having a positive reaction to a house, because at one point I was a bit worried when I first met them that they might not be able to agree, and it looks like they are.
On the middle floor below, there are 3 further bedrooms to explore. 2 of these are smaller rooms that are partly set into the eaves of the lower section of the roof.
Who's fighting over the office?
I'm sure I'd win.
And like all the rooms of the property, each benefit from good broadband for working from home.
Slightly smaller, but still a good size.
Okay, no, but it's enough room for your office, I think.
You did
it's-
All of these rooms are served by a family bathroom, including a good-sized double, with far-reaching views that could perhaps suit son Joseph.
Yeah, and you could maybe put a bed that way round if this was Jay's room, so he could organise the space a bit more.
Outside, the private drive with off-street parking and a detached garage leads past the property to reach a sizable garden.
Wow. Look
Oh, wow.
at that.
There's mature planting, a greenhouse, a shed, seating areas, and a summer house with electricity, which also benefits from the home's broadband. The Jurassic Way footpath passes through the adjoining countryside.
And actually, there's a gate out on the fields for dog walks.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Perfect.
Now, I know you watch Escape to the Country, so I'm sure you know what's coming next. I'm going to ask you to guess the price of the property.
575.
OK, £575,000.
Were you going to say that?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Have you two been peeking?
No. No.
Sure.
Yeah, very sure.
It's on the market for £575,000.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. That's nice to know
Yeah.
that we could get something below budget that's as gorgeous as this, yeah.
Hitting a lot of our buyers' wish list, this attached 17th century stone cottage offers an open-plan kitchen and dining room and 4 bedrooms, including a principal with an ensuite. The generous plot provides direct access to country walks, as well as a summer house with internet connection.
It's a beautiful, beautiful house. It's really gorgeous, and the mix of old and new is really what appeals to me.
Absolutely beautiful, picturesque. It's kind of what I was looking for in more of kind of a rural, which I've got in my heart very much so.
Good start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good start.
Brilliant. Well, we can't linger because we have people to see, places to go.
Awesome.
Deborah and Mark may want to leave Aylesbury life behind, but they'd still like access to some of the connectivity and community a market town has to offer. Thrapston in North Northamptonshire is home to just over 7,000 residents.
I love this stone. The stone's beautiful.
Good road links, including easy access to the A14, mean the city of Birmingham is just over an hour away, and buses run to destinations including Kettering and Corby, where there are good onward rail options.
There's a strong sense of a community. It's a very safe place to bring up children, but people are very supportive, people are very nice. It's very sociable, there's a lot of events going on all the time.
We have the lakes and rivers and all sorts, and beautiful parks and open spaces. We have lots of independent shops and eateries, and it is bringing people into the town because we are now seen as a destination high street, also a destination town.
Contributing to making Thrapston a place to head to is toy shop owner Charlotte Crosser. She also helped launch a farmers market in the town 9 years ago. Deborah and Mark are meeting her in one of the town's many green spaces to find out what the area has to offer.
So how did you get involved with the local community?
Well, having a shop, obviously you get to meet lots of people.
Yeah.
So soon after opening, I got together with a group of people and we launched the monthly farmers market, which we use as an opportunity to encourage people to the high street to shop and support local farmers. And it's really successful and really creates a lovely buzz on those market Saturdays.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So coming into the area, what are the type of local events that we could get involved in?
We have a really active community centre. We have an amateur dramatics society. We have a really good leisure centre based in the town, just walking distance from the town centre. We have a sailing club. All sorts.
So I'm really keen to get a dog.
Yeah.
What's the dog walking facilities like around here?
Really good. Thrapston is very much a doggy kind of place. There are lots of walks. There's a good 2.7 mile walk around the sailing lake, so that's a really good asset.
Whilst we're here, what should we look at?
So definitely go towards Nine Arches Bridge, which is over the River Nen, and it's beautiful views, and there's some lovely housing around there as well.
Looks amazing. I think that's really, really well designed.
This market town has laid out its stall well to Deborah and Mark. But now to see what else is on the market for them when it comes to finding a place to live. The next option, just over the county border in Leicestershire, is in the small village of Stockerston. And it lies in the rural setting of the beautiful Welland Valley, named after the river that forms part of the boundary between Nottinghamshire and Leicestershire. The town of Market Harborough, 9 miles away, has good transport links, including buses to Leicester taking around an hour, and regular trains to and from London with a similar journey time. Located at the edge of the village is the property that we're here to see.
The house I want to show you is literally right in front of us.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Beautiful colour, isn't it? The gold. Wonderful.
I do like the plants around
You
the
do?
windows.
I know.
It's very cute.
The beauty continues round the back. So I want to take you around there.
Okay.
Because I want to show you the views.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
that is, for me, is the big thing with this house.
Okay.
Wonderful.
The russet glow of this Grade 2 listed period attached cottage comes from the iron content of the limestone used in its construction. And talking of glows, the view from the rear garden certainly inspires a warm one.
I thought about, do I save this to the end? But I thought, no, I've got to show you straight away.
That's mesmerising.
It's amazing.
It's quite a special spot, isn't it, looking at it on that?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like, wow, you could just sit your chair there, sit there and just watch it all day.
I actually think the house is pretty lovely too.
Okay.
So come on, come and join me and see what you think.
Okay, okay.
Originally a 2 up, 2 down, the cottage was extensively refurbished 15 years ago, when a large 2-storey extension was also added. And it's in here that we start our tour in the open-plan kitchen diner of the currently unoccupied home.
So come on in. It is empty. It's a blank canvas.
Wow. Wow, it's a big space, isn't
That's
it?
quite a big space.
Yes. Might actually do some washing up with a view like that.
So it goes round into a living space. I'm going to walk through here.
The The kitchen diner flows through into a garden room, which in turn opens up into a further reception in the original part.
And it's got this lovely open plan feel.
Wow. Look at that. This is nice. I like this.
Also throws lots of light into the sitting room.
Yes, it does. I think the flow is very nice, actually. It does flow wonderfully into this room, and I love the floor. I'm thinking dogs and mucky feet, and I'm thinking practically, actually.
I'm just thinking where positions of sofas would go.
Go and take a look at the other sitting room.
Sure.
Have a look through that and start to think about how you might use this house to live in.
Okay,
And I will be waiting for you at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Come and find me.
The final reception room is in the remainder of the original footprint and features exposed beams with brickwork around the fireplace.
Wood burner.
That's very cute, nice wood burner.
What's in the door? Ooh,
Oh, okay, so it's like a understairs toilet.
Toilet.
Okay.
Wasn't expecting that.
I sense a slight reticence and I can't quite decide if it's because the house has not got furniture and furnishings and that does make it harder perhaps to imagine you living here, or if they're actually just not sure about the house.
Let's see if the accommodation upstairs has got what they're looking for. With 3 bedrooms in total, I'm going to start in the rear extension once again with the principal one.
So this is the largest of the 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
And I suspect it's the one you would want, because if you just pop down and imagine that you're in bed.
Yeah, you've got the view.
I'm finding you both quite hard to read on this one.
I think, if I'm honest, I don't have the feel with this one.
Definitely the view.
The view's amazing. I'm not going to take anything away from the view.
I'm not going to let you give up on it yet. I'm not going to let that happen yet because you haven't seen it all. Explore the other bedrooms,
Sure, yeah.
take a look at the bathroom, and then come outside and let's just talk about some of the pros and cons.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
So that thought I had earlier downstairs, that's just answered it, hasn't it? They're just not getting the feels.
Next to the main bedroom in the extension is the family bathroom. The 2 remaining bedrooms are nestled into the loft space of the oldest part. A double guest room with a chimney breast at one gable end, and another double room with windows to 2 sides, plus built-in storage.
I see this is a nice bright room, and I like the double aspect. It'll make a lovely home for someone. Don't think that's us.
Outside, there's a small area of garden to the front, whilst the garden to the rear comprises of a gravel driveway providing off-street parking, as well as an area of lawn. But of course, the real focus out here is the splendid surrounding countryside.
It is all about this view, isn't it?
Yes, the views are beautiful.
Come on, it's time to do the guessing. What do you think this property is on the market for, given that the top end of your budget is £600,000?
I would have said around 500 for this property.
I'm going to go a bit lower.
OK.
475.
It's on for £600,000. It's a really desirable property with fabulous views in a really popular area. I think it goes to show that if you don't get the zing of a property, then perhaps you're not really seeing its true value.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree with that.
This Grade 2 listed cottage is at the top end of their budget. And whilst not for Deborah and Mark, it really does have all the makings of a wonderful rural home. There's a very well-appointed country kitchen diner with an open-plan flow to the rest of the ground floor, 3 bedrooms, a low-maintenance garden, and wonderful views over the neighbouring countryside.
There is a lot that we want to do with the garden. So in terms of growing crops, having space for chickens, that kind of thing, the view is fantastic, but the outdoor space is quite limited.
Yeah, not quite right. For me personally, it's cemented that too rural is not what I want.
Let's head off on our way.
Okay. Thank you.
I have quickly learnt gardens are almost as important as houses for a couple. So to find out what they've discovered from our first day, we've come to a garden voted the nation's favourite, North Northamptonshire's Coton Manor, where there are 5 acres of beautiful bluebell woods.
I don't think anything really sums up the countryside to me more than a bluebell wood in spring.
Yeah.
Just with the sunlight glinting through.
Yeah.
How have you found today?
I think it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, and eye-opening.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of what we'd hoped for in terms of more open, more peaceful, more countryside. Absolutely. I mean, this is just kind of an example.
And we've seen some beautiful villages. Just Northamptonshire is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely, lovely houses, lovely villages. Yeah, I loved it.
There's kind of a feel for the local area, and I think when the right house hits us, you know, may have already, we'll see. Yeah, I think it will be an easy transition.
Okay, well, how gorgeous would it be to have this on the doorstep?
It would.
And let's go and enjoy the bluebells, because it's such a special time of year and they're not here for long.
Yeah.
Shall we go wander?
Yes.
Yeah.
Property prices in Northamptonshire vary considerably between the west and the north. West Northamptonshire, bordering Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire, and served by the M1 and M40 motorways, attracts a premium. The average price of a detached house here is just over £492,000, almost £35,000 higher than the UK figure of £457,000. But head over to North Northamptonshire and that figure drops to sit below the national average, coming in at around £440,000. And here are some pics from North Northamptonshire to show you what else your property pound might buy. This character cottage in the centre of the ancient village of Brigstock has 3 double bedrooms and period features. There's a courtyard garden, perfect for that morning cuppa, on the market for offers over £280,000. This traditional stone thatch is in a conservation village within the Ashton estate. There are 2 bedrooms and a wall garden that includes a recently added shepherd's hut. It has an asking price of £525,000. And if you're after the right sort of cabin fever, this wood-built beauty on a very rurally located former airfield is set amongst birch trees. Chefs can cook up a feast with the choice of a full kitchen, a pizza oven, or a fire pit with grill. You can then finish the night with a relaxing nightcap in the hot tub. It sleeps 4 and costs from £155 per night in low season. When you consider that Deborah and Mark didn't really know Northamptonshire that well, other than what they've seen on episodes of Escape to the Country, I think it's really delivering. But we're not done yet, of course. We've got more people to meet, more to explore, and a mystery house that I think will really get them thinking. For my mystery pick, I'm taking Mark and Deborah to the country town of Raunds. This market town has a population of just under 9,500 and was a centre for bootmaking until the mid-20th century. A bus service to Wellingborough, 10 miles away, where there are national rail links, takes around an hour. Raunds itself offers a really good range of services, including GPs and pharmacies, as well as a broad choice of shops, many of which are unique to the town. The Artful Duck is part shop and part gallery, hosting work from the makers of the area. Curated by local artist and resident Ali Mika, it's a great place to find out what it's really like to live in the town. Deborah and Mark are going to move to the area, going being the operative word in that sentence. What's on offer for these guys here in Raunds?
We've been here for 20 years. And the community has got better and better over those 20 years. It's a lovely place to live. And the town has still got a village-type atmosphere.
Right.
It hasn't lost that. And having these shops in the centre of the town, and a lot of those are independent, which is really nice.
What would you recommend Deborah and Mark could do locally?
The Bakers is a couple of doors away. That's highly recommended. It's in a beautiful historic building as well.
Lovely to meet you.
You're welcome.
Lovely to meet
Happy
you.
house hunting.
Take care. You know where to come for your paintings if you do buy locally.
While Deborah and Mark take that advice and check out some of the shops on offer, I've come ahead to the outskirts of town to preview a mystery property pick.
Given that Deborah and their son Joe don't drive, I think the proximity to a nice busy town and great transport links means this property could work well for all the family.
And on top of that, this 3-storey, double-fronted Victorian house is the first detached property I've shown them. It's also by far the largest and the grandest.
Straight away, all the original period features in this property take me back to 1869, when Mr. Smith, a local builder, built this house for his family. Since then, it's been a few different things, including, for a long time, the local telephone exchange. But it is now a really substantial family home that goes not just up above me, but also down below, so there's a lot for them to see.
So that means we'd better get going.
Hello.
Hello.
Come into my Victorian townhouse.
Oh my
Come
Wow.
on in.
It's very grand, isn't it?
There's a lot going on.
Oh my! I thought that if there was like flats or something in here. And
The only way you really get the true scale of this house is actually from the back garden. Follow me, we're going straight out into the garden.
Okay.
Come on.
Lead on.
To reach that rear garden, we have to go down to what would have been the servants' domain.
we've got a whole other
Extra
floor.
space.
Look at this.
And out through the former tradesman's entrance.
So the mystery house. They would have had domestic servants back in the day. And part of the area that they would have lived is now a huge garage, which could easily be a workshop. And then you can also see that bottom bay window. Well, in there is an absolutely fantastic space that I imagine was probably once a scullery, but it's a games room. So there is loads of potential for you all as a family.
But it's got so much character. It's lovely.
Yeah, I'm pretty stunned, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's so many original features I want to show you.
Absolutely,
Yeah? Let's
yeah.
go back upstairs.
Okay.
We'll start in the middle.
Okay.
Back on the middle floor, off the entrance hall at street level, is the main reception room.
So I may have mentioned original features.
Oh, this room's
Wow.
gorgeous. This is my kind of room.
Beautiful fireplace.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is a really stunning fireplace.
It's lovely. Great proportions, good sized room, good aspect.
I want to go and take you through to the kitchen.
Come on.
Across that impressive entrance hall,
Oh, I love this staircase.
Nice, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful.
we're heading to the rear where the kitchen and dining room has a balcony overlooking the garden.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's
Oh my
lovely.
gosh.
And it's a nice modern kitchen.
So lovely. Like, it is really lovely. Wow.
It has got the wow factor.
It does, yeah.
It's well laid out. There's a lot of good
Yeah,
space,
exactly.
yeah.
There is space.
Why don't you go upstairs, take a look around,
Yeah.
spend a bit of time deciding which bedrooms might work for who, and then meet me back in the garden.
Completing this middle level to the front is a further reception room with more of those Victorian proportions and features. Up on the top floor, the family bathroom has been given a distinctive edge with a black and white checkered tile pattern favoured in the 19th century.
Oh, roll top bath. Okay.
So it goes in keeping with the house.
All 4 bedrooms are on the top floor, starting with a very spacious dual aspect double room.
Wow.
Look at the size of this room. And it's light and airy.
Beautiful.
Next to this is a smaller guest room. Another bedroom could also work as an office and has an ensuite WC. Then the final bedroom is a good-sized double room with a corner position at the front of the home.
This is pretty,
Wow.
isn't it?
That's pretty. Again, another dual aspect, which is
Yeah.
nice.
The garden is a fully enclosed, dog-friendly space, surrounded by a combination of hedging, walls and fencing. There's a greenhouse and an area of seating where we're catching up to see if Deborah and Mark can guess where my mystery proposition sits in terms of their £600,000 budget.
There's a lot to see in the house.
Yes.
It's a huge house. Imposing. Wow.
What do you think this property is on the market for?
I think it's about 650.
Okay, £650,000.
Yeah.
I would have said more, but because it needs to be sort of relatively near to our budget, I'll limit it at 650.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the market for £599,950. You'd have 50 quid left out of your budget.
Interesting. There's a lot to think about.
Well, I would like you to go inside and think about how you'd spend the £50 that are left in your budget. Interesting indeed. Would I have bet this 50 quid on the fact that they'd have fallen for the mystery house? No, but I kind of wish I had. My Market Town Mystery is a substantial detached Victorian house with period features that include a grand entrance hall. There are 4 bedrooms, an enclosed garden, and Mark has the option of a workshop in either the garage or the former scullery of the servants' quarters.
And there's a lot you could do with it.
Absolutely. It's a bonus.
Snooker table.
When we pulled up outside, I actually thought that you guys had found us a flat. The fact that it's the whole house is, I'm speechless.
In terms of location, it gives me a lot of comfort because it's closer to amenities for Deborah and Joseph. It's good to be able for them to just be able to pop in and out.
I think I've given you something to think about, haven't I?
You really have.
Many who move to the countryside are looking to spend more time in the garden. And here in the market town of Kettering, a 2.5-acre site called Green Patch, located on the edge of a housing estate, is helping to provide garden space for all. Run by charity organisation Groundwork, I'm meeting manager Gray Linley to discover what it's all about.
It's such a beautiful space, so much packed into it. What was the vision for it, Gray?
We started as one gigantic vegetable garden with a veg box scheme. Our emphasis is creating community hubs around green spaces, so we've made it more people-centric. Schools come down here with special needs. They've got a proper play area and all sorts of other support sessions. But then we have a huge demand from our adult volunteers for a community garden and growing space. And we're embedded in a very low-income area, so it really creates some sort of great place where we can provide a magical option that they don't otherwise have in their lives.
And obviously, cost of living has gone up so much. Accessing, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, it can be really expensive.
Yeah, it's really expensive, and we specialise in keeping it really cheap. We had cut comb honey for the first time last year. We sold that very cheaply, so people could afford the pleasure of experiencing that. We identify some families and give food parcels and veg boxes.
And I've noticed chickens as well.
Yeah, well, we have chickens, which we put eggs in the veg boxes when we've got them, and we could go and have a scramble for eggs.
Go on, let's have a go.
Okay.
Come on, I love a scramble.
As well as providing a delicious supply of eggs, the hens are a great way of teaching children from the area about where their food comes from.
So welcome to Cluckingham Palace.
That I love.
And plans are afoot for a Sponsor a Hen scheme to help raise funds to support the activities here.
Should we go?
Into the inner sanctum.
Yeah. So there's an egg there.
Oh, lovely. Love that. I've got one. We only need one for my boiled egg.
Good.
Perfect.
It's not all about food production. All sorts of well-being and personal growth are nurtured here. And today I'm joining their Tai Chi class in a polytunnel.
So inhale as you come up. Gently exhale as you come down, bending the knees. Try and keep your back as straight as you can. Keep your feet parallel, bring your hands into the prayer position. There, straighten the legs, bend the legs.
Our instructor Kirsty is a local and a Green Patch regular.
What does the Green Patch mean to you?
It's a great place. It gets the community together. Children can come and just play and be among nature, things that they don't normally get to do when they're indoors. They can come and feed the chickens. I bring my nephews down here, they love it. So it's just great for the children on the estate as well, somewhere to come for them to do different things.
A team of gardeners helps to supply the seasonal veg boxes, and the space also offers the option to grow your own.
So how long have you been coming down to the Green Patch?
20 years. Yes, I came down when there was nothing much here. There was only one polytunnel.
And what does it mean to you to come down here and to be part of this community?
It's fresh air, meeting other people, and it reminds me of our father because he had an allotment. He taught me about vegetables. I come down at least once a week, sometimes twice, and we have lunch together on Tuesdays, which is nice and cheerful.
And what about the name, Green Patch?
It had a very long, boring name before, and so I said, let's have green something. How about Green Patch?
So you named it?
Yes, I believe I did.
Brilliant. Well, it's more than a green patch now, isn't it?
It's a big project.
It's an incredible place. Thank you. I'm going to let you get back to your planting.
Thank you very much.
I hope it bears you loads of great things to eat. I've had such a lovely few hours here. Wouldn't it be brilliant if every estate in every town across the UK had one of these on their doorstep? Just imagine what good this would do for our collective mental health. It's a great place. I think these guys may have fallen for Northamptonshire, so it's time to see if they've fallen for any of our houses. Nice spot. Well, you two. So, have you fallen for Northamptonshire? And could you see yourselves calling it home?
Yes.
It's charming. It's got a lot of character.
Some of the villages you took us to, lovely.
But the question, of course, I've got to ask is, have you actually fallen for any of the houses that we've looked at?
But unfortunately, none of them were quite right for what we wanted. My heart probably is still with number one.
I think so.
Yeah, but it
like
wasn't
them
quite big enough. With enough space for what we wanted, but the peace and quiet was amazing.
Yeah.
The outlook, the garden, oh my goodness, the garden.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful.
And then house number 3, so much character, so much space, so much potential, but then still not as peaceful as the first one, so we were kind of torn.
What I hope most of all from this week is that you can see this move becoming a reality. So here's to that, absolutely. Wishing you all the luck with your search and lots of happiness when you finally end up here.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
It's been great, thank you.
I'm really happy that the time that we've spent with Deborah and Mark exploring and meeting new people has helped to transform Northamptonshire from a county they didn't really know into a place that they're ready to call home. We wish them all the best with their search. Join me next time on Escape to the Country. Deborah and Mark have lined up further houses to view in the areas of Northamptonshire we introduced them to, including both the market towns of Raunds and Thrapston. We hope they find their dream countryside home soon. If you would like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales and need our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.